Morning, guys. It's Saturday. My visitors have left. And by the way, this is Joe from the Black Rock Central Railroad. Might help if I told you that. I was showing them last night of an operational problem that I came up with here. That due to, shall we say, piss poor planning on my part, since there was no planning going into this railroad anyway, that I came up with. My American Hardware nut and bolt company in the background gets 2 boxcars each time, 2 50-foot boxcars. When they come up to this route, normally the engine would be on this end here. You would pull up into this area. Your conductor would flip this switch, then shove both the cars back until everybody cleared this turnout right here, and then pull forward and back into them. The problem comes in is, guess what? There's no room for 2 boxcars at a time with an engine. So instead of the poor engineer and the conductor having to jump out constantly to just transfer 1 boxcar at a time, we're going to do a little cutting and resoldering here. This turnout is going to be removed right here, along with this section of track, and spinning around here, this turnout. I'll remove that as one section. It is then going to be placed on this end of this turnout instead. So you'll have a turnout here and then a turnout here going this direction. I think that'll give me more than enough room then for an engine and 2 boxcars at a time. Pulling all the way back up into here behind my silos for the plastic company and everything else, that section of track there is plenty long enough for both cars and the engine on there, especially being that most of my switching is done with an SW back in this area, so it's a fairly short locomotive anyway. So I figured I'd get started, just show you what I have in mind anyway, and I'll bring you back here every once in a while after I get things started and moving along. So we'll catch you later on. Okay, we got all the buildings out of the way. We've made a couple of cuts with the Dremel tool. Now it's time to try to separate all this from the ballast. We have removed a couple of track nails that I had in here. And hopefully now this is all going to pop out nice and pretty, which it certainly looks like it might. Although I do think that underneath of that end there I may have a couple of power leads that I put on that switch because I was having trouble with this turnout. So let's see if that's what the problem is here, or yes it is. No, it's not either. They're on the other end, so we're okay. So that takes this end out, which is rather nice. I'm going to take that over to the sink and clean that up and get all the ballast out of it. And pick up a couple extra ties that I had slid underneath the cover spots. And try to smooth some of this ballast out some. Because then we're going to have to get the soldering iron in here and clean up the ends of these rails here before I can put new sections of track in there. Okay. And what we're going to do now is turn you off because I'm going to get the vacuum cleaner in here, and I know you don't want to hear all of that. Okay, that's going to be its approximate new location. We may have to do a little bit more track surgery here to get this to fit in just right the way I want it to, and to make sure we have enough room at both ends of everything. So for the time being, we're going to turn this thing off and get the two turnouts cleaned up there and get all the solder joints cleaned up. So we'll bring you back later on. Bye for now. Okay, from the looks of things now, the only thing that I still need to do is clean the track up a little bit and put the buildings back in, or the structures back in. As you can see from the way we're running here now, there is no need to back into that one spur going back to the ice plant or to the cold storage plant. We can just come right in, dragging our two cars. Pull up far enough to clear that last switch, which also keeps me out of the building there, so we don't even have to mess with going in there at all. And actually, if I wanted to, I could get really fancy and put a boxcar on the front of the locomotive too. And that way I can drop off the one going to the plastic company and the two of them going back here to the nut and bolt place. But I don't think I'll get that fancy. So that's what we accomplished today. Now the next thing to do is get the track cleaned up a little bit, throw some ballast down there, glue it down, clean the track again, put the buildings back, and yeah, we're all done. Another job well done by the track crew at the Black Rock Central Railroad. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all later. Bye for now.